About 2.5 years ago, we moved away from the city, ran away from every pile of bills, and decided to live our lives off-grid, away from the hustle and the bustles of the city life. And today I'm going to share with you this paradise from where I wake up every morning. I hope you love it. And yes, you're right, that's coffee. That's actually real coffee I get from the kitchen, because if you didn't know, coffee has a lot of nitrates. I learned that in agriculture in high school. So instead of me using fertilizers which can contain chemicals, I always use coffee to provide the nitrates that the plants need, and it's worked a lot for me. Hey, keep on watering, Seller, we don't care. That's me looking for attention. These pretty looking tomato fruits you see here have really interesting tale to tell. It was just one tomato fruit in my kitchen which was overripe and rotten. Instead of me throwing it away because it was already broken and smelling, I could just throw it away and let it die a sad, unfortunate death, but I didn't do that. I came to my little garden and just squeezed it down the soil and covered it with a thin layer of soil. After some days, I was so surprised to see them sprouting out of the soil, and to be honest, that's not something I never expected. So I let them be. I was watering them, of course, but I just let them be. And after 2 weeks of just neglecting them and never thinking of replanting them, I gave them a chance, because I never thought to begin with that they would actually grow, because I never knew that I could just take fresh tomato and squeeze into the soil and it will grow up. But this surprised me, so I decided to replant them after some days, and look at what I got. These are the cleanest, healthiest tomato fruits I'm seeing in my garden, and to be honest, they never even got infected by worms or pests or diseases or anything. They're just clean, beautiful, fresh looking, very healthy and big, as you can see, and I'm very happy with what came out. I'm gonna have very good harvest. And just like the tomatoes, these are white potatoes which had already seen their best days. They were gone bad in the kitchen, and we decided to put them under the soil too and see what happens. It's funny because we never even knew how the white potato plants actually look like. So we put sticks on top of every one of them, so that after, when they grow up, we don't destroy them thinking they were weeds. And they grew up weird, but they grew up, and as you can see, they're almost ready to harvest. I'm going to be harvesting them soon, and I'll show you what happens, and we're gonna make really good things out of them and eat. And as you see, they're turning that color because they are ready. This is sukuma wiki in Swahili, or kales, as Lupita Nyong'o has taught everybody else in the world. So these I got from my neighbor and my friend too, and is something, literally almost everything in this garden I got from somewhere or made it myself. I never bought anything with money in this garden. So these I got from my friend, and I've been harvesting them already. I've been eating them severally. So they are vegetables. Of course, we cook vegetables here, or you can use them with salads, with vegetable salads, of course. But they're really good and very, very, very rich in vitamin C, and that's something I'm getting for free and getting healthy without even trying hard. So there's something I appreciate so much, because they matured so early, and they've been really good and beautiful too. No infection at all. So I never knew the plants you plant by yourself are really tasty, because you eat them so fresh, the vegetables. And also, I don't use any chemical on them. So the fertilizer, I don't use fertilizers. I use coffee and other things which can be edible. Perfection never exists, and neither does it in my garden. These are my spinach plants, which have been really, really beautiful, but they've been suffering ever since in the hands of the birds. They are little birds which always come when I'm not around. It's weird, but they only come when I'm not home, and they eat the spinach. You can see some of them have been eaten to death. Even the stems are eaten, and I've tried all means I could to really try. You see, that one has been eaten completely. I've been trying to control and protect them, but it's hard. I've tried using a net to cover them, didn't work. I've tried building a scarecrow, failed miserably, and now I've given up. I'm almost giving up. I've decided just to let the birds eat them, because the birds love eating just the spinach, not the kales, not the tomatoes. I always make my breakfast after gardening. So today I'm going to be making omelette with corn and tea and some slice of bread. As you can see, I like my omelette with bell pepper, tomatoes, onions, and black pepper. And after mixing them, you can see that cooking so beautifully. And then we're gonna be making our spiced tea later. We take milk tea here, so that's cardamom which I add, and then I'm gonna be adding ginger. As you can see, it's gonna be really good tea, to be honest. And that's chamomile, because life is gonna try to throw you down under the bus, and you don't want that. You have to stay calm. And that's I didn't tell you I have rosemary from the farm. Sorry, I have that. So there's rosemary too. And here we are, guys. I prefer corn as my source of carbs because it's not processed at all compared to bread. As you can see, I have a little portion of bread, and bon appetit. And now it's laundry time. We always air our clothes in the wind and sun. It's tropical climate here, so it's like summer every day. So we make the most of it. We make sure the clothes are really aired and it comes out really fresh. If you've never tried that, then you are really missing out. The clothes come out smelling really good and really fresh. This little beauty here appeared on my garden behind my kitchen on my backyard. And it's funny because the root is actually on the neighboring plot. So a branch crawled into my compound, and I'm still determining whether it's a pumpkin or melon or whatever. But one thing I'm sure about is that it needs care because it looks really unhealthy and dehydrated. Look at that. The leaves are falling. So I discovered it just 2 days ago. So I've been watering it. I've been throwing water actually to the other plot to reach the roots. I'm really trying to go as far as I can so that it can reach the roots and it can get a little dehydrated. I don't know if that can work, but because the branch crawled into my compound and it's the only branch with the vegetable, the fruit, so the vegetable is mine. So I'm gonna be eating it because I think that's how it works. It's in my plot, so it's mine, even if the roots on the other plot, right? Thank you so much for spending a part of my day with me. And those who are coming for the first time, thank you. And don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, keep being the darlings you've been. Thank you.